Okay, ladies, gents, and peasant-ass peasants. I'm here today to record another video for you because, okay, hear me out. A lot of people have been asking me, do you not have Iceborne builds? And for the longest time, I've thought about it and be like, nah, I don't really want Iceborne builds because, like, what purpose do they serve? Like, most people at endgame, they already know their stuff, and it just makes no sense not to optimize for damage and things like that. But I thought to myself, what if I could actually take advantage of Iceborne and actually utilize it for something? That's how I came up with something really weird. All right, I'm going to show it to you. And I've done some testing on it, and it's actually really worked well. Now, I haven't been able to do stream testing because this is a wild idea I had, but if you're willing to take a bit of a risk, come check this out with me. So, and this also fulfills one of the many things that I've been asked. Can you please make an Umbral build? Okay, fine. This one's for the War Pike. Apocalypse Needle, Barb Cell, Barb Cell. Now, the first thing you're going to tell me is, hold up. Asian robot, you've lost your mind. Why are you using Barb Cells? You are a fucking filthy peasant. Okay, listen, hear me out. In this particular build, it actually works well. Why barbed instead of acidic? I will explain that shortly, but let me go through the cells first. Barb Cell to get +6. Special, Reckless Leap. I think you already see that this is a wounding build, yeah? Executioner Spearhead to ramp up your damage as you get wounds. Bond, Stalker Spike, alright? That's from the Riftstalker. So finally, you have an Umbral build here. Iceborne Omnicell, so you're very safe. Skarn's Defiance as your lantern with an Energized Cell for faster building up of your meter. Honestly, this is a throwaway, meaning that you can literally put in whatever the hell else you want, and it will not affect the build. You want Zeal? Throw that in. You want Etheric Attunement? Throw that in. I just chose Energized because I felt that it helped me build up. But actually, I'm going to demonstrate it without Energized just to show it to you. Like, if you want maybe more shields or whatever, Etheric Attunement will do just fine for you. Sight of Stone with a Toughness Cell. Standard for most Iceborne builds. Why? Because you want to survive hits, okay? And also heal faster with your Iceborne lifesteal. So, this is it. Cool Spike Jacket with Savagery. Boreal Might with Berserker Cell. And Volcanic Treads with Berserker Cell. Now, first of all, you're going to ask me, okay, hold up, Asian Robot. First, you got to explain, why +6 barb? Why not +3 acidic? And you can add another damage cell. Okay. This one, I will tell you straight up that it is a personal choice. If you really don't like barb, go for acidic, and then you can swap this to any other damage cell. You can throw in +3 Predator, Adrenaline, like whatever you feel comfortable with, throw it in. I recommend either Predator or Adrenaline, okay? Genuine. But for me, I find the barbed works better than the acidic. Why? Because I still want to have part damage, especially with the current environment going on. And genuinely, it's up to you. Like I said, I've only done limited testing on this, so it's not as well tested as my normal builds. But again, it presented to me an interesting concept, which I will demonstrate during the combat showcase. So, actually, let me remove my webcam. +6 barb was an interesting choice because you hit so fast and so hard that the extra 60 wound damage seems to help me out, and this doesn't take away any of my part damage, which means I can still knock down the behemoth just as well as I would normally do. You see, and against high level behemoths, to me that seemed more helpful. Now, Berserker. This one, ooh, sorry, message. Oh, yeah, just my Google tags documentation. Okay, sorry. So, +6 Berserker, 35% base damage, -300% max health, offset by toughness. The Berserker, you're going to be hitting a lot, so there's no reason not to have Berserker in this build. Savagery. Okay, here's where the build gets interesting, and again, I will demonstrate this later. But if you use Iceborne's active ability, you basically become stagger immune for 8 seconds. Savagery deals 100% bonus damage to a wounded part. A part is wounded when the Aether is coming out of the limb, right? The blue smoke. That lasts roughly 15 to 20 seconds. I didn't measure exactly because I'm not that much of a nerd, but during that time, you will deal 100% bonus damage to that part. And it's 100% raw damage, not just part damage. That's core damage as well. So I realized that if you use Iceborne, basically you've got 8 seconds free whack time on a part that's going to be life-stealing you back lots of health, which is why this build came together. I normally prefer Relentless instead of Savagery because Relentless just doubles the effects of Aether Rush and doubles the duration, which is so helpful. But Sorry, it doesn't double the duration. It, I think, increases it by 50%. But either way, it felt to me like that was the better choice because I was dealing way more damage over a longer period of time. But in this particular case, if I'm never going to be interrupted, then Savagery makes sense. So I decided to try it this way. Now, with this build, you've got 1,400 hit points, so Tenacious plus 6 is giving you 28% extra bonus damage, passive. And you don't have to worry about taking hits. If you do, you can just lifesteal back and get your Tenacious bonus back, right? And Assassin's Frenzy cannot be changed out because it's part of the Riftstalker, but when you break apart, you gain 15% attack speed. This is very useful. And then Etheric Attunement, of course, or Energize, up to you, your choice, okay? So let's actually, stop talking and actually demonstrate this build, in action, because I'm sure you guys want to see it. So while I load up, all right, here we go. We're going to go to the hunting grounds. Now, of course, private hunt. And because this is an Iceborne build, we won't be doing a super extreme test, but we'll fight creatures up to about 6 levels above us. Now, while we wait, here is our thank you scene. If you guys don't want to see the combat showcase, like, share, subscribe, try the build right now, have fun. If you guys want to see the combat showcase, then, please watch on. But first, let me introduce April's top supporters: Bravo7910, Kazmenta, my lovely girl, Zavi Uzumaki, Johnny Nara, The Mighty Zeno, Splash'em, Death Dawning 982, Zeke, Riv Archer 124, Rec Coates, Michael Riley, Brett Gillen, Old Mr. Creampuff, Nate Smith, Mike Bogema, also known as Elrond Stormwalker, and Ty Ruthford. Also, our Throne of Honor, Death Dawning 982 plus Ultra Member, Joshua Moritz, Don't Mind Me, Stephen Martin, Old Mr. Creampuff, Jerry Fast, Logan Schwartz, Titorius Venom, The Forgotten, Nate the Great, Zach NFG, all Prestige members. They are fantastic. You want to get on these lists? All you got to do, drop a tip via link in the description of the video, send super thanks on YouTube, come to a stream, send super chats, or, grab some Asian Robot merchandise, become a channel member. There's so many ways that you can support the channel. So, hit us up, yeah? All right. Now, we're going to go back to the filming scene, and just so you know, we haven't changed anything in the background, all right? Everything is still exactly the same. You'll notice same build, blah, 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 same potions, okay? Nothing's changed. I've been with you live the whole time, all right? Now, we're going to go fight this Riftstalker. This is about 5 levels above us. Now, because this is an Iceborne build, I don't recommend taking on creatures too far above your level, but even if you do, you're not gonna suffer too much, all right? Feel free to use your abilities to knock them down. Oops, sorry. That was a bad show, because I completely whiffed those stabs. But again, it's an Iceborne build, so you've got a lot of leeway to make errors. This is why I really always recommend Iceborne for newbies, and it's why I use Iceborne exclusively for my easier builds designed for newer players. Now, yesterday, while I show you this, somebody actually took offense to being called a newbie. Now, I hope that that person, finds happiness in life, because I worry about them as a human being taking offense. Now, that was unfortunate because it went into that mode as soon as... But look, while it's knocked down, you can take advantage of the wounded part just like that to deal massive damage to the behemoth. Alright, I know it wasn't ideal like what we expected, but still, it can happen. And now, here we are. This is the part where it gets fun. Alright. Knocked it down, but I don't care because... Sorry. I got knocked down while knocking it down, but I don't care because, you see, it's so easy to wound with barbed, and you're still dealing massive damage. Now, once you got all that Aether stuff open, that 100% bonus damage means knockdowns and the increased attack speed from Assassin's Frenzy, and your orbs from your Riftstalker UE is just all going off at once, and you can just see how crazy and insane it is. Now, where was I in my story? Oh yeah, so there was this guy that took offense to being called newbie, and I'm like, dude, the fuck? Oh shit, I actually went down. Oh, it doesn't matter. So he actually took offense to being called newbie, and I'm like, the fuck, man? Like, if that offends you, then bruh. Like, yo, that's sad, man. Just don't watch my content. I mean, I wish him all the best in life. I hope he doesn't, unfortunately, lose out, because I think if you take offense at that, you're gonna take offense at a lot in life, and quite frankly, Snowflake! Alright, let's go. So, as you can see, like, I'm putting in practically 0 effort in this fight. I will show you a better fight against the Shadow Nezaga. Keep in mind that I do have a disadvantage because my weapon is Umbral, but you'll have no problem just slaying behemoths. I mean, ideally you shouldn't go down, but, you can, assuming you're not a dumbass like me, talking to the camera while you're fighting, you should actually be able to even knock down the Riftstalker with no trouble, and you'll just recover afterward. Unless you take a combo 3 hits like me, then in which case, I can't save your soul. But, of course, it means you are as dumb as me, and that's awesome. Alright, let's go. And we got the Shadow Nezaga over here. Whee! Hello, boy. Hello. So, once again, all you really want to do with this is just like, okay, I'll let him do his thing, and then charge. There we go. Basically, the boosted wound damage is really decent. Like, I found it pretty okay, all things considered. Like, this is where, like, I think people sometimes underestimate barbed. Now, the same does not hold true for weighted strikes or for blade storm. Please do not try and use those because those are not as useful. But when it comes to barbed, it actually is pretty useful, and I think people do underestimate that a bit. Now, that wasn't as long a jump as I hoped, but still, what I wanted was to get a quick wound there. Why? Because when you're wounded, you are weak. There you go, and then you just spin around in a nice little circle, you know, like that, like so. Now, I'm not even hitting the wounded part, but whatever. You know, this thing's gonna die anyway. Oh, how dare you sit on me. The other thing is that with Executioner Spearhead, you do get quite a bit of bonus damage together with the Riftstalker's UE. It's actually quite decent, considering that this is an Iceborne build. Like I said, it actually does decent damage. And combine it with Savagery, and most creatures will go down. Now, for ideal leveling, you'll be fighting creatures about 3-4 levels above you. You won't actually be fighting them 6 levels above you, but if you want to, you will take it on with relatively no difficulty. Again, not ideal because there's a cap on the maximum XP you can get, so 3-4 levels ideal to fight. There's no point fighting things above your level, but we do it because it's part of the showcase. All right, so I hope you liked the video. Thank you very much for watching the combat showcase. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, if you made it to this point in the video, you're awesome. Thank you for helping me. Catch you later.